So as we all experience the conical pendulum, how it will be rotating and how it will be forming in this. So one side of the string, it is attached to the one solid surface, and it is keep on revolving in a particular angle. So let me take for first for a perpendicular line. So from the normal, it is making continuously with the theta, it is keep on revolving. Am I right or wrong, everybody? Yes, please. So which is attached to some mass. So that mass is keep on going. So you can consider like this or like this. So let me consider like this, your choice. So ball is keep on moving. Okay. So it will come to this last also. Here also it will make the same theta. So we just imagine. So one side I will consider as it is moving and it will come in. So this is only we used to call as conical pendulum. Am I right or wrong, everyone? Yes, please. All of you? Yeah. So
Sir.
having the length of the string L and it is making an angle with the what? Angle with the normal, which is how much it is? Yes, please.
Theta.
Which is equals to how much, Ra? Theta. Okay. Now, let us consider normal time period. Okay, normal pendulum if you have taken. Time period for normal pendulum. Yesterday also I have taught you. So for normal pendulum, what is the formula? Normal pendulum. Yes, please.
2 by root over
Yeah.
L by G.
Time period for normal pendulum, which is equals to 2 pi root over L by G. Okay. So now if you take the conical pendulum, okay. So conical pendulum, if you observe very carefully, then T is equals to 2 pi into root over L cos theta divided by G. I hope you understand what will happen. Understand, everybody? Yes.
Yes,
So
sir.
nothing is the difference. Only one thing is different. What is the difference here? What new thing you are finding? Only it is
Lucas.
cos theta.
L
That's
cos.
what it is. Okay. So let us take L is the vertical length of a thread. Vertical length of a thread. Now, so let us imagine the conical flask. Okay. So better it is. I will draw the cone so that it is easy. So we draw it like that. It is better, correct? So is there any cone shape here? Have you found any cone? Check it. No cone. Sir, okay. So ourselves will draw it. That is better, I think. So there is no cone here. So we'll proceed and we'll draw it. Now you can observe. So I will mention the things. All of you observe. In the picture, you have noticed the three things. What are the three things you noticed, everyone? So let us see that. So this is a normal line. So which is having a string length L and the bob is attached. So of course the video, the bob is going like this, or else you choose anything. So I'll mention it is moving with angular velocity W. So then we know that the strength, the string. So tension is acting towards the what? Along the string, it is acting towards the what? Yes, in this direction. Am I right or wrong? Everybody clear? All of you? Now, if I take the bob, of course, the bob will continuously goes. So this side also I'll imagine. So this is the path it has been taken, and it is following like this path. So you just imagine that. Now you tell me, at this point, acceleration is acting towards the what? It is going like this. The centripetal acceleration is acting towards the, yes, please, towards the center. Yes or no? That is, or we can say along the what? Radius.
Radius.
So at this point, some other thing is acting. So what is that called as? We used to call it, everybody? Weight. Yes or no? So weight, which is equals to how much? Which is equals to mg. Understanding? So which is acting what direction? Which is acting downward direction. So now, as we know here, it is making with the theta. Observe very carefully. Then, if I imagine like we can say here here is the theta means, then here also it will be theta on. Yes or no, guys? The angle. So if I draw, imagine a vertical line here perpendicularly. So here also how much it will be there, Rudrashwa? Here also how much it will be there? It will be, yes, please. Theta. Yes or no? So tension, if you imagine tension, then tension, if you imagine, then here what is the angle will come? Here what will come? T cos theta. And R side what will come? Perpendicular here. Down what will come? All of you. Yes. T sin theta. Is it okay, everybody? Clear, Amma? Understood? Pradosh? Then here if is the theta, then you tell me the length of the string is L. then this is what will come. This is the resultant one. Then here what will come? Theta is here. So here what will come? Everybody, L cos theta. Clear? So forget about L sin theta. We don't have any importance. So we'll take it only L cos theta. Do you understand how here L cos theta will come? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes. That is what. So always acceleration is acted towards the center wherever the bob. So this is the length of the string. So if it comes here, here will be the theta. Then also it is actually L cos theta only. Am I right or wrong, everybody? Wherever it is. Yes or no? So you might be remember that this is the resultant force and here is the theta means here what will come? Suppose it is X. So here what will come? X cos theta and
X
opposite one what will come? X
sin theta.
the same way here. So this is the resultant one. So here what will happen? X, sorry, L
Cos theta.
cos theta. That is what you have to remember. Now, if you observe very carefully here, so if I imagine perpendicular line here upwards, so these both are acting opposite direction. At one force is acting downward direction, and another force, tension, is acting upward direction. So the bob is continuously moving in the sense of when the ball will move, see, if the mg is greater, it will go downwards. If this tension is greater, either it will go away from that. Now, but the bob is continuously making a conical, like that circular path, means in the sense of this, both the two forces are what? These two, both are what it is? It is continuously moving, means in the sense of what? Everybody, T cos theta, which is equals to what? T cos theta, which is equals to what, Ra? Mg. Understand? So then only the bob will start moving in a particular path. If not, either it will goes away from it or it will goes like this, upward it is. So keep it in mind here, only three things are variable. One is M is mass is variable, length is variable, and theta is variable. But if you notice it, the acceleration, centripetal acceleration, which is acting towards the center, is always remains acting towards the what position? Towards the center only. Do you understand, Ra? So let us take this mass. Mass of the bob is M. So if you imagine, all of you observe very carefully, mass of the bob is M. The force which is acting towards the center, we have been found it. How much it is? T. Yes, please. Sin theta. And which is acting upwards? Which is acting upwards, what is that? T
T
cos
cos theta.
and weight which is acting. Weight is equals to what? Weight is equals to what? Weight which is acting downward direction. So now if you notice it, the force which is acting towards the center, we used to call something. What we used to call? The force, the resultant force which is acting towards the center. What is that? What we used to represent? We used to represent with the FC. So in these three things, who is acting towards the center? Anybody can notice it? So of course, R along the radius, it is acting towards the center. Who is acting? What is that force called as? What is
T
that
sin
force
theta.
which is acting? Which is acting towards the center? T sin theta. That is what you should understand. Clear? So from that I can say T sin theta is equals to force. Am I right? Everybody? Resultant force, or we can say centripetal force. So now T sin theta is equals to, what is the formula for centripetal force, everyone? T sin theta is equals to, what is the centripetal force? Yes, M R into omega square. Is it okay, Pradosh? Clear? Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now observe very carefully. Now we have got two equations. This is one equation and this is the second equation. Now divide equation 2 with equation 1. Divide equation 2 with the equation 1 and respond, everybody, what it will come fastly. You tell me. Make it quick. T sin theta divided by T cos theta, which is equals to what will happen? M R omega square divided by mg. Am I right, everybody? Yes. Unless you involve, you cannot. So TT will get cancelled and MM will get cancelled. So what is remaining, everybody? Don't make tan. Just wait. Tan sin theta by cos theta, which is equals to what? R omega square by, yes, please, R omega square by G. Okay. So now observe very carefully. So let us imagine only this triangle. I will highlight it and you observe only that triangle and you tell me we want it. So this is the triangle. Pradosh, you cannot write here tan theta. Why? Means we know that formula, it is already cos theta is there. Have you noticed it? Yes.
Sir.
So now observe this triangle and tell me what is there. Three sides, everything. What is the sides you are noticing the triangle? Yes, please. So one is perpendicular line, which is called as what? L cos theta. And it is coming here is the theta, which is length actually. And this is equals to what? Which is equals to L sin theta. L sin theta means only we used to call as what? L sin theta is only we used to call as what? Which is equals to what for those? Which is equals to R. Right or wrong? Yes, everyone? Please. Or else you can find it from this. So from the triangle also you can find it. So this is what the three things, radius. Now tell me sin theta formula is what from this? I want to know sin theta formula. So sin theta is equals to what? Sin theta means what? Everyone?
Opposite
Sin
by
formula. Sin formula.
R by
R divided by L. Okay. R divided by L. From that R is equals to what will come, Ra? R is equals to yes, please. L sin. That's all. You substitute. So sin theta by cos theta, which is equals to R means what I can write. I'll write omega square by G here. R means what I can write. Everybody. Sin theta. So both the sides something will get cancelled. What will get cancelled? Sin theta. Sin theta. Now G will come this side. Can I write as a G by cos theta? Be very careful. G by cos theta is equals to omega square L. Am I right, everybody? Yes? All of you. Then from that, I will say omega square is equals to G by L cos theta. From that, omega is equals to what, guys? Root over G by L cos theta. Ayo, sir, you said time period we have to find, but you found angular velocity. That's all. So then how to find time period? We want to find time period, but we got angular velocity. Then what we have to do it here? Everybody. So we all knows that. What we knows? Omega and time period. What is the relation? Omega is equals to 2 pi by t. Yes or no, Ra? Remember, this is only we used to call as SHM. Simple harmonic motion. We will study that is also, don't worry. So simple harmonic motion we used to call as. So we already this formula I told you or not. We found the relation between omega angular velocity and time period. Am I correct? Yes. We found or not? No, brothers? Frequency and angular velocity and that we found or not? No. Udreswa? Check your notebooks. We found or not? Not found means tell me at least, okay, we can learn the formulas, correct?
Sir, no.
No, but we found relation between frequency and what? Before class I told you, correct? Frequency and some other thing we found relation. What is that? Check your classworks. We found, brothers, relation between something. Yeah. Check your classwork, brothers. I have taught you time period and omega, that angular velocity formula and time period and frequency formula. Enara? Udreswa not tata. Yes.
Sir, yes, sir.
Teacher not check it, brothers. 2 days before, day before yesterday. Verify it. Before teaching the centripetal acceleration and tangential acceleration, I have taught you or not check it. Verify it, everyone. Yes. Otherwise, no use. What is use?
Sir, W is equal to V perpendicular divided by R only.
Yes, brothers. After that, I have taught you, brothers. Verify, brothers. Frequency and relationship between frequency and angular velocity, and as well as time period and angular velocity. Verify, brothers. I have taught you or not? So which is true? We have found it always, which is true. Omega is equals to V perpendicular divided by R. That is a statement which is always true. Am I right? Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, after that, we have written two statements are wrong. Omega is equals to V perpendicular by R, and same way, velocity is equals to angular velocity into radius. Do you found it or not? Both simplified one. These two things are always true. Yes or no?
Sir, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
After that, you verify. After that, you verify two things we studied. Omega is a relation between angular velocity and frequency, 2 pi f, and angular velocity and time period, 2 pi by t. We found it or not, verify. Because f is equals to 1 by time period. We substituting it, we got this formula. Check it. You have done or not? Yes?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Then why you not? That is what it is. So if you are not remembering, then no use. Okay. So that is what it is. So you can find it. So we got it. Omega is equals to TP. Omega angular velocity is equals to 2 pi by t. Now, so from we all knows that omega is equals to also 2 pi f. Okay. So let us solve now. From that we can see. So t is equals to what will come from this formula. All of you, t is equals to what will come? 2 pi by omega. Okay. Wow. So t is equals to what will come? Everyone? 2 pi by
2 pi by
omega. That's all. So 2 pi divided by omega means what? Root over L by root over L by
T by L.
cos theta. That's all. Then it will become reciprocal. So reciprocal means what will become? 2 pi into root over L cos theta divided by G. That's all is the formula. Clear? You got the formula or not?
Sir.
Verify it. Clear everybody? So this is the conical pendulum. Conical pendulum time period formula. Okay. Now, if you notice it, as we all knows that if it is the simple pendulum, so if it is a simple pendulum, there is no kind of theta. So theta will become what? Is just operating, going like this and going like this. So it's just moving like this, operating single thread is not coming. Have you all understand everybody? Understand Rudreswa? So thread is not at all coming, only imaginary lines. Purima. Yes, please. Single thread only moving like this and like this. Am I right or wrong? Everybody?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
But here theta, it is making with the theta, that circular motion. It is making with the theta angle circular motion. But here, it will goes only to and from motion. So means in the sense of, what is the angle? Theta is equals to how much? No theta is forming. Theta is equals to 90. Means, sorry, 0. So means in the sense of, what is the cos 0? Values. Cos 0 is how much? 1. So means in the sense of, for normal pendulum, simple pendulum, so you can see 2 pi into, so what will happen? L by cos 0 is 1. So that what will happen? Simple pendulum value is how much? Root over 2 pi into root over L by G. That is for simple pendulum and this is for conical pendulum. Please solve it. Everyone make it quick. Understood? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So very, very important.
Yes, sir.
Clear? Achita, you have not seen conical pendulum, correct? Have you seen conical pendulum? That's why you have to understand and you have to attend. See, this is what conical pendulum. Observe the picture carefully, Asida. Three things have you noticed that the tension which is acting towards to the center. Allow me observe very carefully now. All of you observe. Here I will stop and I will show you. Now you can see. This is the picture where you can notice it. Everything, whatever we have drawn in the diagram. So here perpendicularly acting. So that here is the theta means here also theta. Then here what will come? T cos theta. And which is acting towards the center, what will come? T sin theta. And down W. W is equals to what? Mass into acceleration due to gravity. So that is the first thing. Understanding? So these both forces are equal. T cos theta, tension cos theta is equals to mg because one is upward, one is vertically upward, one is vertically downwards. Then we all knows that the force which is acting towards the center we used to call it as centripetal force. That centripetal force only which is equals to what? T. Yes, please.
Sin theta.
Sin theta. Now, if this is the resultant with this theta, means here is the theta. So here what will happen? Which is having a length L. Then here what will come? L
cos theta.
cos theta. That's all. If you imagine that, you can able to solve everything. Clear, everybody? Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that is what you have to remember. Clear? So very, very important one. Unless you watch the video 10 times, 13 times, no issues. This is only 4-second video. You can see that how it is. Everything you can imagine in this and you can derive the formula. Okay. So if you're able to form the two equations from this, one is T cos theta is equals to mg. And what is the second equation? Everybody. Second equation is what? Tension T is equals to, that is what? FC, which is the force which is acting towards the center, which is equals to what? T sin theta. That's all. So if you know this, then you can able to solve everything. That is what they are asking. So nothing is else asking. Then you can imagine, wait, I will form the triangle also now. So observe this triangle 1 minute. Let it come now. Oh shit, I'll stop it. Okay. Now this is the triangle. I will make with a different color. So all of you observe from this only. So what is this side, everybody? L cos theta. And this side is what? L sin theta. And this is who is to called as what? Who is to called as radius. Am I right or wrong?
R.
Everyone, R. Yes or no, Pradosh? So this is what it is. So from this we can obtain the sin theta. So what is the sin theta? We all know formula. Tell me, sin theta is equals to what? Sin theta is equals to what? Formula. Yes, please. Hypotenuse
Opposite
by,
by hypotenuse.
yeah. What is the sin
Opposite
formula?
by hypotenuse.
Yeah.
R by L.
R by L, L by R. R by L. So that is
R
what?
by L.
R by L. So that is what it is. So sin theta is equals to R by L. So from that, R is equals to what? R by L. R is equals to what? L
L sin theta.
sin theta. So if you replace with that, that's all we'll get the answer. Okay, guys, everybody clear? All of you?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
that is what. So if you want, you watch it and derive it. That is what is needed. Again, you can watch it. So just 2-3 times. This picture is always must be there in our mind. That is what is expecting from you. Always you have to make it clear. That is, see that. That's all. Okay. All three things have you noticed it? Every point, see, at this point, the centripetal acceleration acting towards the center. Every point it will act towards the what? Every point it will act towards the
Center.
center along the what? Along the what? Either towards the center or along the what it will act?
Radius.
Radius. That is what is acting. Then you are not at all responding. That's all. I hope everybody able to understand. Clear? Those who join now also. Mr. Sai Karthik late. Ishali also late. I don't know what is happening. So please proceed now. Still, who else is missing? So Murali, I think. Okay. So do you all understand everybody how to derive it? Please solve it very neatly. It's very simple. If you form two equations, T cos theta is equals to mg, T sin theta is equals to centripetal force. The force which is exerting towards the center, centripetal force. And then this triangle, if you're able to find the sin theta, that's all it is the answer. Okay. So this is what about it. Then next we are going to study depth well. What is this? We are going to study what? Depth well. Okay. So now observe very carefully here. Depth well, that is also I will show you first. Then only we will proceed further. Because from that itself, we people will form it. I think many of you are Hollywood movies and all, bicycle ridings and all, you might be see that depth pole. Am I right? Depth well? Correct? So
Yes,
or else you can see that we'll form it. So if you notice the depth well, here also first before solving, so let us make all the assumptions what we can make. Okay. So depth well physics, they are saying already see it is coming. So depth well, we all people knows diagram also. So depth well physics are not required. Just we'll see that depth well physics, depth well. So you might be all notice it. This simple video is not there nowhere. Okay. So let us see that. We will notice it towards, yeah. So all of you observe this one and you imagine that's all.
Wouldn't you like the freedom to work from anywhere? Hills or beaches or literally anywhere?
This is only bottom. Who is to call that? Yes. This is only we to called as well of depth, or we can say depth well. Now, here I will pass the person. Observe very carefully. This person will take. Yeah. Imagine this is the person now. So always you all notice it. Something is acting always downward direction. They are not falling, of course. Why they are not falling only we have to prove it now. So let us take the observe very carefully. Now here, just imagine a surface like a cylinder. So this is what is our cylinder. That is what like our depth pole. Am I right or wrong? All of you? All of that? Yes. Now imagine this man who is riding here is just like a point. Here I'm making like a point. He is. Now if you see, he's not, something is acting always towards the downward direction. What is that? That is what we used to say, downward direction. Weight. What is that actually? Weight is equals to what?
Mass into gravity.
Mass into gravitation. But still he is not falling, brothers. Falling in the sense of why he is not falling. Something is acting between the wheels and the surface. What is that called as? Yes, please. Wheels on the surface. You are able to walk because of something,
Force.
some kind of force. What is that
Frictional
force? Yes, very good. See that he is trying to make angular velocity in this direction. This is what angular velocity. Just imagine like a circular path. He is trying to move in this path, angular velocity. Now here something is acting which is sticking to the surface and these tires. What is that called as? Because of that only he is not falling. What is that? Yes, please. That is only we is to called as what force? We is to called as
Frictional force.
frictional force. Understanding? So frictional force it is acting. Now, always, even though he is revolving, some force is acting towards the center. What is that force? Everybody? Yes, please.
Centripetal
From his
force.
point, what is the force we is to acting at every direction? We is to called as centripetal force, or we is to say normal. That is what 90 degrees. Always it will act 90 degrees towards to his motion. Am I right or wrong? Everybody clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes, that is what you have to imagine. Now, just imagine this whole death well is like this. Now, this is the mass of the person who is riding a bike, which is M. Okay. Now, always something acting towards the center. That is only along the center or towards the center. What is to call? Centripetal
force.
Centripetal force or centripetal acceleration, of course. Now, velocity of a person is acting like this because he is keep on traveling like this. That is what it is happening. Now you tell me. Of course, we all knows that at this point, so one force is acting. That is what the frictional force, small f. Small f is for frictional force, and some force is acting what? Everybody. Downwards.
Weight.
Always acting. Weight is equals to what? Everybody. Weight is equals to mg. Okay. Now you tell me when the body will able to keep on revolving in this death well without falling, and when it will able to fall it. You tell me. Forget about all these things. Only compare the frictional force and as well as weight. So when the man is able to balance it on that, or when he will able to fall it. That is what is my question. Normal. So of course, this force which is acting towards the center, we used to call it as normal. Or let me take normal force. Yeah, imagine and tell me what it will happen. Everybody. Respond.
Sir, more weight, he will fall down.
More weight means he will fall into the down, correct? Or he will fall into the center. So it has to be what? The weight of the body either must be equal to the frictional force, or the frictional force must be greater than the weight of the body. Then only the man can able to keep on revolving in this particular path. Do you all understanding? Otherwise, the man will fall towards the ground. Clear, everybody? Yes, please. All of you? That is only how to remember. So, F frictional force must be greater than or equals to mg. Then only the person, he will able to balance it on this conical, that is what the death well, and he will able to revolve continuously in that. Otherwise, it will be falling down. Now, the force which is acting towards to the center, I am saying as a normal, that normal only we used to call something. We already studied in the previous class. What is that? The force which is acting center. I'm saying, of course, it is perpendicular. So that is what we will say 90 degrees. That is what is a normal force. So the normal force which is acting towards the center, we used to call something. What is that called as?
Centripetal force.
Centripetal force. So centripetal force formula, can you tell me what is the centripetal force formula? FC is equals to mv square by r. So that is only we used to called as normal. That is what you have to remember. So all of you observe very carefully. The person only can able to revolve in this when only the frictional force is maybe equals to the weight or it is greater. Okay, greater than that. So let us assume the friction force is maximum. Okay, the F is maximum. That is what we used to say maximum friction. Maximum friction in physics we used to call as limiting friction. What we used to call when the friction is maximum, it is called as what is to say limiting friction. Okay, so which we used to represent with mu n. What is the notation of limiting friction? Everybody? Yes, please. Limiting friction is how much? Mu n. Understanding? So we all knows that mu n must be greater than or equals to what? Limiting friction must be greater than or equals to must be greater than or equals to what? Weight. Otherwise, the body will fall into the depth. Understanding? So the man will cannot be rotated. He will fall inside that. Pradosh, understand, Pradosh?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now we all knows that is limiting friction notation is mu n. Now you tell me. So we all knows that n is n value. N is equals to, just now we have derived. N is equals to we all knows n is equals to this one. So n is equals to frictional force which is acting towards the center, and that is only we is to consider. N value is how much ra? Mu into n value is how much? mv square by mv
R.
square by
MV
r. Okay, which must be greater than or equals to mg. Okay, wow. Then from this I will say v square is equals to, what is the formula will come? Tell me. Keep v alone and remaining send everything. Of course, both the sides will get cancelled. So that v square is equals to what is remaining? You should speak. G into R into divided by.
DR by
Yeah, v square is equals to G into R divided by v. Now, so of course it is less than or equals to. So now you can see I will take it v square is equals to, sorry, v is equals to root over, greater than or equals to root over, what will come? G into R divided by mu. Okay, the terminologies and all we will get it. We'll learn it. Next chapter we'll learn it, all the terminologies, because next chapter laws of motion. Again, we are going to study this, all the things and all. Whenever we are taking the curve of everything circular motion, again it is going to come. So it is very, very important and very, very tough also. So the V velocity is equals to, the velocity must be greater than or equals to root over, what is that? Root over G into R divided by mu. Understanding? So that is only you should maintain it. So he cannot be travel, understanding the speed also, the limiting friction. Friction is maximum only